reminder, Harini. So we're officially starting the recording now. So basically it is related to fire, your ego, your identity, and your confidence. So that is the elements that we're working with. If you remember, with the root chakra, it was earth. With the sacral chakra, it was water. Your solar plexus is fire. The symbol is a lotus flower with 10 petals, as you can see on the diagram there. So each chakra is a lotus flower. You'll see none of them are ever any other type of flower, because the lotus flower is the flower of life. And so we have different petals to symbolize reasons. Opening and balancing. So I think this is one of the most commonly closed chakras. Carla, would you agree or disagree?
Agree 100%.
Okay, cool. I think we're on the same page with that, because personally, it's one that I struggle with a lot. And because it has all about the perception of who you are, which in this day and age, we get skewed quite often. I think we can all agree with that. We are constantly being fed information about who we should be. And this is from media, from family, from friends, just from the world, society in general. And we are very seldomly encouraged to discover those ourselves. So that is why its purpose is to express intention and honesty. So how can you open and balance the chakra? So these are some things that are a little bit more theoretical, like vague, laughing off your flaws, not taking life too seriously, expressing your intentions, being vulnerable, being honest, right? These all have everything to do with you coming into your power, your fire, yourself, and letting it be what it is, maybe even letting it burn if it hurts, right? Instead of trying to extinguish it so quickly too. And this is how we discover who we are, when we stop trying to extinguish that flame every single time just because it's too bright for everybody else around us. So tell us about the imbalances, Carla.
Okay, when you have this, I think everybody experience disorder in your solar plexus. So you can feel frustration, low self-esteem, stomach concerns, disorders eating. Also this chakra, when you feel like anger, or you don't feel that you don't have control in your life, the chakra, that means that you have a blockage in this chakra. This chakra is also connected to your lower back, to your liver, gallbladder, your stomach area, your colon, your intestines. So when you have stomach problems, that means that the chakra need energy, or maybe the chakra have too much energy. So we need to balance the chakra. The way that you can balance your chakra, well, here we can help you with that. Today you will learn something about yoga poses that can help to open the chakra. Also Reiki is good for you. Reiki is to transfer energy to the chakra, so we can balance the chakra in the energy way. So this chakra is, like Victoria says, very important one. And I think everybody have problem with the self-esteem sometimes. So this one is very interesting. I think it's the more of the important one to learn.
So Lauren is asking, I thought the imbalance of the root chakra can lead to being insecure too. What is the difference? So with the root chakra, it is more about being unstable. So the root chakra is about fear. So yes, that is not having stability. The solar plexus is self-esteem. So that is the difference. So I wouldn't say that the root chakra is related to being insecure. It's more so related to instability. Hopefully that answers your question. And Carla always interrupt me if I'm ever, if I don't make sense. Carla's the one that I learned from Carla. So at the end of the day, yeah. So you want to tell?
The root chakra is mostly to be like more present in the moment. Sometimes when we are not present, that's why we are unstable, because we are living in the past or in the future, but not in the moment. So that's why we feel insecure and unstable. That's one.
I want to return actually to this really quickly because I saw in the chat, some people were like, and I remember last time as well, a couple of people were asking about stomach issues and stomach concerns. And yes, this has a lot to do with the solar plexus chakra. So in any capacity, if you feel like you are suffering from issues with like indigestion, really, that has a lot to do with this chakra specifically. Just as a personal share, so before pre-pandemic, I would go to Carla regularly for Reiki, and she started doing biomagnetic energy therapy, in which that meant that she read my energy prior to me coming into the session. And she was able to tell that I had been having like lactose intolerant issues. Now, again, I always say it is not to say that Reiki and chakra healing can heal like things like that all the time, right? I would not say that I had it chronically. It just like was coming up for me randomly, and I wouldn't be able to have cheese or anything, and without feeling super uncomfortable. So then after that session, I swear I was able to eat cheese and ice cream and everything again. I don't know what it like it happened to me. Maybe it was placebo. Maybe I just believed it so hard it went away. But it had a lot to do with the solar plexus. I had like 5 magnets on my stomach, Carla. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot. I had a lot going on there. But I've always personally struggled with the solar plexus. I've always very much struggled with taking life too seriously, and with having low self-esteem and allowing what others think about me to change me instead of me wanting to change for myself. So just as a personal share, not only do I experience imbalances with it mentally and emotionally, but at some point it became a physical manifestation of me as well, in different ways. So yeah.
I want to say something. It's where you say Reiki is not, it can heal any illness, but it can help to treat.
Yes.
So, so if you need like a treatment, like a extra treatment for if you feel bad, I think it can help you because it's balance your energy. We are energy, and sometimes we get sick because our energy is no balance. So everything is related.
Absolutely. You want to tell them about the crystals?
Oh yes. Okay. The crystal that you can wear, or you can have it with you. Well, today I don't have any solar one. I have an amethyst. Is yellow jasper, sandstone, yellow citrine, aventurine, quartz. These crystals, you can have it with you. You can have it in your purse, or when you do meditation, you can put it in the solar plexus area, or you can have an intention with any crystal that you have. And if you put that intention, that good energy, you can put it in anywhere.
And then I know since we have a couple of new participants today, just to really quickly go over the use and how to use crystals. Carla, could you explain like cleaning and charging?
Yes, the way that I clean my crystals, I put it with sea salt water for 24 hours. Then you take it off of the water. I try not to dry it directly with something. I let it dry by themselves. And then you can charge it in the sun or in the full moon.
And then you always want to make sure that you clean and charge your crystals so that you can set your intentions with like a clean slate. So yeah, if you would like to use crystals, they're another way that you can help that solar plexus. And for the aromatherapy, it is anything that raises your blood pressure. So lemon, ginger, peppermint, all of these things that allow you to raise the blood pressure, get the mind awake, get yourself going. Because remember, solar plexus is all about waking up and doing what you need to do, be who you need to be. So these are some good aromatherapy blends. These essential oils specifically are in our energy blend. So in case you have not known or not sure if the office is open, the office is open to pick up aromatherapy. So you can pick up aromatherapy every week again. We are open now Monday through Friday, all 5 days a week. So come pick up an energy blend for your solar plexus. I promise it will get you up. 10 to 4. 10 to 4. The office is open 10 to 4. All right, favorite part, food. So this is the time where we ask you guys to fill up the chat with yellow food. And yes, at MMC. We do not have an office at BBC anymore. Good question. Banana, pineapple. Give it to me.
Peppers.
Star fruits.
Star fruits.
Lay's. Not exactly, but close. I would say some potatoes could be. Mangoes are a little bit more orange, but butternut squash. So I always say, let's focus on food that is naturally yellow in nature. Naturally yellow in nature. That's a entendre. But what about corn? Yes, lemon, corn, pineapple, bell peppers. There's peaches on the screen. So, I mean, I think maybe like, yeah, like orange and yellow are like very closely related. So you never know which one it really is. So those are some good yellow ones. Can you think of any other ones, Carla? I can't think of any other ones.
Pears.
Pears?
Mm-hmm.
Pears are green.
Yellow.
Oh, some are yellow. Oh, and there are yellow apples. There are yellow apples and there are yellow pears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Oh, and yellow zucchini.
Yellow zucchini.
That's on the screen too.
That's a yellow zucchini. That's a squash, right? It's yellow.
Yeah, zucchini is a type of squash.
Yeah, the yellow tomatoes.
Yellow tomatoes, yes. Yeah.
Yellow tomatoes. I never saw yellow tomatoes.
It's like the cherry ones. They're tiny. Sorry for my dog.
Lori, Jackie's dog. Spaghetti squash, that's what it is. Yes, that's like the squash that you can, with a fork, when you cook it, it comes out like spaghetti.
Yeah, I had to try it. I never tried it.
So the point of us is not to get you hungry, but it's so that you can start remembering the varieties of foods. And you know, it's sort of random as we're talking about spirituality, but really you are what you eat at the end of the day. Like you are fueling your body with this food. What is that food doing for you? And if nothing else spiritually, then you're just eating well, honestly. Like it's a great way for you to remember to get all of your nutrients is to remember to eat the rainbow. But spiritually speaking, historically, spiritually speaking, it is said to eat the color of the chakra to draw energy to that chakra. So that is the
eat yellow food.
Yes.
Rainbow.
So that is that. All right, cool. So now it's time for journaling. So these are longer prompts today, so I'm gonna give you some more time, all right? You can choose 1, 2, 3 of these questions. We definitely don't have time for all of us to journal about all of them right now, but I would like everyone to choose 1 or 2, and if there's time, pick a third one. So let me read them out loud so they could soak in for a second, okay? So the first prompt is, what are my favorite things, qualities, or traits about myself? This is, for some people, an easy question. For some people, might be a little harder. Another one, am I in control of my personal power? What can I do to increase my personal power? When was the time I felt most courageous in my life? This chakra has a lot to do with courage and being brave. But it also has to do with, right, facing your fears. So what scares you the most? Why does it scare you? How can you overcome these fears? Do your intentions and choices make you feel confident and empowered? What new things, poses, languages, skills can I learn? And then lastly, I feel most confident when ... So I just want to answer that question in the chat. You are more than welcome to. When it comes to journaling, it is a personal process, but I will say that sharing really intensifies the power behind your words and your intentions. So I would 100%, if you feel comfortable, share in the chat what you're feeling, because it will only help to manifest what you are trying to manifest with your journaling, really. So it is 3:23 or 3:24. So I'm going to give everyone until, let's say, 3:32, something like that, to start journaling and really allow yourself to just stream of consciousness go there with it. And I'm going to put my music back on. But something a little chiller, because let's get it going. Okay.
It's the sharpest pain. Started in my heart, but it got in my veins. Once it had my body, then the spirit came to ask me if I thought my love was true.
Oh, for sure, I say the time I spent in silence was a pride parade. I know I may seem childish, but I'm still afraid to sleep alone at night is coming soon. So be like my little moon. If you be like, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. I'll follow you. Let's get blown away. Every day with you is like a holiday. Somewhere really fancy like the coast of Spain, when the bougainvilleas are in bloom. Just tell me what you need. Tell me, are you looking for stability? Have a couple kids and give them happy names, 'cause I would like to do that with you too. So be like my little moon. If we be like, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. I'll follow you. So be like my little moon. If you be like, I'll follow you. Yeah, I'd follow you. Yeah, I'd follow you. So be like my little moon.
love all the conversations everybody's having about what they're journaling. We have more time, so feel free to do more prompts if you feel like you're going pretty quickly through them. When I went on the Hulk, yes, I love roller coaster. I also want to know how you all feel as you journal. Like, it's one thing to write, talk about it, but how are you feeling as you write it out? Sylvie says it feels real good. Awesome. Give everybody about a minute or two more.
That's important. Nothing she write. Love yourself. Give us why journaling is good.
Is everyone good or? Let's wrap it up. Wrap up whatever you were writing, and you can always come back to these prompts whenever you feel like you need them. Like I mentioned earlier, we have all of these slides on our website. So yeah, so great job with journaling, everybody. So now we're going to move on to the mantra and onto yoga. So let's actually start. I'm going to switch it up today. I think I want to start with the affirmation. We're going to go into yoga, and then in the meditation, we will introduce the mantra. So I don't know why I haven't done it that way before. So as you can see on the second line of this slide, it is our affirmation today. So I'm going to read it out loud, and I invite you to say them out loud. And if you are in a place where you don't feel comfortable, just like softly whisper it to yourself. But saying it out loud is really important. So repeat after me, everybody. I am worthy. I trust and believe in myself. I have the power to manifest my dreams. Let's do it all together one more time. I am worthy. I trust and believe in myself. I have the power to manifest my dreams. So let that soak in for just a second. If you need to say it one more time, you can do so. I'm just popping on my AirPods so that y'all can hear me better for yoga. So as we start here, I'm gonna spotlight my video so that everyone can see me and hear me well. So let's get this, and then just grab your yoga mat or just grab. Everyone can still hear me, right? Yes?
Now we can.
Okay, great. Yeah, it just switched over. I heard it. So thank you for that. So I spotlighted my video. I remembered to do that this time. So if you need to peek up at what I'm doing, you can do so. You do not need a yoga mat for this practice today. It's all going to be quite simple on the floor, but I don't want to scare you guys. We're going to do a little bit of core because the solar plexus is the core. Yes, Lola might join us today for yoga. And so the solar plexus is all core. We're not going to do any crazy core, but you're going to get a little bit of a core today. So everyone go ahead and find your cat. No, find your space. And we're going to start in hero's pose, actually. So you might want to grab a pillow here. Sometimes that feels good, like a couch cushion, or it could be like your bedroom pillow to sit on. So in hero's pose, you bring the hips on top of the heels. So that's what it would look like without the pillow. But if that feels uncomfortable, like for today, this feels better for me and my body. And we're just gonna sit up nice and tall, right? So really start to wake up the spine, wake up the core, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Sit up tall. Bring your palms to the tops of your thighs. And then right away, start to engage the core slightly by tucking the tailbone under. And start to notice if you can create what is called Uddiyana Bandha, so belly button in and up. It's a little bit different than just like sucking it in. It's a little bit more of an activation. So Uddiyana Bandha, you draw the belly button towards the back of the spine and then lift the chest slightly. So right away, we are activating that solar plexus center. Take another inhale, fill up, lift the chest a little higher, draw the shoulder blades down into space. And then on your exhale, we're gonna slowly come to tabletop all fours. You can put the pillow to the side. I don't think we're gonna need it again, but why not? Just leave it to the side. So come into tabletop all fours. You might want to come up onto the toes and sit back slightly if your ankles need it, right? I always say take a couple seconds to work out any kinks. So if you were here last week, we did a couple of like fluidity movements. You can tap into that again. And then once you feel like you have worked out any kinks, just come to tabletop to stillness. On your inhale, go ahead, drop the belly, look forward, cow pose. And then on your exhale, tuck the chin and tailbone, cat pose. Take two more. Inhale, drop the belly again, focusing on the core today in all of our movements. Exhale from the core, really belly button to spine, round it out. One more. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the shoulders. And then exhale, press the ground away from you, cat pose. Come back to your neutral spine position. Make sure you have space behind you, like I don't, but find some space behind you. And on your next inhale, lift the right heel high. So dial the pinky toe down towards the floor so that you are even through the hips. And then again, access Uddiyana Bandha, belly button to spine. Inhale, lengthen the leg out long. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Think cat pose. Inhale, kick it back, firm up the right glute. And then on your exhale, again, knee to nose, belly button to spine. Inhale, kick it back one more time. And then exhale, really the most you can round. Can you actually touch your knee to your nose? And then release back, all tabletop. All tabletop, all fours tabletop position. Maybe you need to come back onto the heels for a second, as we are going to do the same thing on the other side. So on your next inhale, you lift the left heel up high, you drop the left hip in space. Keep that active upper body here. So notice if you're like dumping. Stay active in the upper body, and then hug the belly button. Remember how we tucked the pelvis under slightly? Yeah, that's it. So go ahead and inhale, really engage the left glutes. Exhale, tuck and round, chin to chest. Inhale, kick it back, keep the hips in line. Exhale, see if you can tuck the knee closer to the nose. One more. On your inhale, your heel comes up in space. And on your exhale, mindfully, you think cat pose. You tuck the tailbone under round. And then release, drop the knee, go from side to side. Maybe you look over one shoulder, you look over the other shoulder. Great job. So we're still in tabletop. You might be wondering why. Curl the toes under and then press into your mat, into the ground. Hover the knees just 2 inches off the ground. So if you can see, I'm hovering a little bit more than 2 inches, but I'm really accessing that Uddiyana Bandha, so the belly button to spine. And then I'm really accessing that length in the tailbone. Stay here for one more breath in. Shaking is good. And then on your exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Remember your breath. Remember your foundation of body, breath, and movement. So on your inhale, again, you're going to hear me say Uddiyana Bandha a million times, but Uddiyana Bandha, belly button to spine. And then exhale, you melt the chest back towards the hips. On your next inhale, take your time here and roll into high plank, top of a push-up, and pause. Now, don't hate me for putting in a high plank. You can always come onto your knees as a modification here. Just again, keep the length in the tailbone. So notice that difference between me doing this and this. Or stay on your top of a push-up. One more breath, long inhale in. And then slowly exhale, release all the way to the ground. Great job. Tops of the feet come to the ground, to the mat. Low hands clasp behind the low back. And we're gonna take sort of like a modified locust pose. So as you inhale, draw your hands back towards the sacrum. You lift the chest, the shoulders come to touch at the back, in the middle of your back. Take one more inhale, really use that mid-lower back area to lift up in space. One more inhale in. Exhale, release, let it go. Plant the palms, curl the toes under. On your inhale, you can either come to all fours or high plank, rise. And then on your exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Great job. Take a peek between the palms, and you can step, hop, or jump through to seated in Navasana boat pose. So variations here. Grab onto the backs of the thighs. That's a variation. It's very valid, I promise that you're not cheating. Stay with feet in tabletop, or release the palms so that your palms face the ceiling and you're lifting up through that core. Flex the feet towards your face. I promise it's gonna help. And then if you're like, I got this, Victoria, I'm a pro, then straighten your legs out like a V for Victoria. I'm gonna stay here today, I'm chilling. And then again, Uddiyana Bandha, belly button to spine. Lengthen that tailbone down under. Take one more inhale, fill up, squeeze the most. And then exhale, plant the feet, slowly roll to laying on your back. So really one vertebrae at a time, laying down on your back. We're gonna do some, I don't wanna call them crunches. We're gonna call them mindful yogi crunches. So really quickly, it's not anything crazy, I promise. Legs are in waterfall, so that just means ankles are over the hips. So be mindful that you're not like this or like this, right? So flexing the feet towards your face. And then bring your hands like so, clasp your fingers, hands behind the neck, and then use your thumbs as I like to call it, like a little neck hammock. So that way you're supporting your neck entirely, okay? So remember to keep your lower back really grounded. So it's so heavy that you are like pressing your lower back into the ground. So first do that. And if that means you need to scoop your tailbone under slightly, then do that, okay? But we're gonna sync up the breath, and that's the difference here between just like pumping out some crunches and actually yogi crunches. So with your inhale, lift the chest, the shoulders off the ground, and then exhale, release. Inhale, lift and squeeze, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, release. And we do this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep the feet active, for 3, for 2, and 1, release, hug the knees, massage out the low back. No crazy core work today, but it's just enough to wake up the solar plexus. So extend one leg out, then extend the other leg out, releasing the toes, the palms, land in your Shavasana. So land in your Shavasana, start to become heavy in the body, and I'm gonna lead us through a quick 5-minute meditation before we begin our sound therapy today. So take this time now to settle in after we've built up some heat. So we've built up the heat, and now we are ready to let go and release. So start to bring your attention to your breath and look within. Whatever that means to you, I want you to look within. Can you slowly notice all of the externally imposed versions of you dissolving? And can you start to really see you glowing bright, maybe even glowing the color yellow?
start to use your breath here to not only find this version of you, but to empower them, to fuel them, to light that flame that grows into a bright, fiery fire. And then begin to nourish that flame within you with your breath. The mantra for Manipura solar plexus is Ram. So slowly begin to repeat this mantra to yourself, either long or short. Ram, 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 Ram. And continue to hold this mantra, the sound of the chakra. And if you notice that you are beginning to drift off into any thoughts, can you repeat this mantra to bring you back into the space in which you know that you are worthy, you know that you trust yourself and believe in yourself, and you know that you have the power to decide and take hold of everything you desire. Rum, rum, rum. Continue to focus on your breath, and we will tell you when to release the mantra and come back. So just take your time here to go within. Take a big inhale in through your nose, fill up. And exhale, softly let it out, let go. Slowly invite small movements back into the body by wiggling your fingers and your toes. Slowly waking up the body, blink open the eyes. And then you can come back to center. Maybe you come back up to seated if you were laying down still. And bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra at the chest. Then bring your thumb knuckles up to third eye. Bowing to your greatness and to the greatness of all of those in this Zoom meeting. Together we bow and say namaste. Namaste, everybody. I love it, Jackie. You fell asleep. That means you were really relaxed. Great. So thank you, everybody, for coming to our solar plexus workshop today. I will be sending everybody the evaluation. I'm so happy. Well, actually, I can send the evaluation here. I don't need to email it to you, but I will also email it just because I know someone said they had to leave. Leah had to leave, but it is solar plexus eval. So this is, I just put it in the chat. So if you have time now, please fill out the evaluation. This is how you become eligible to receiving the giveaway. So this was our third workshop in the series. So if you want the t-shirt, you have to come to 4 out of the 7. And if you want the spray as well, then you come to 6 out of the 7. But I really am happy that all of you enjoyed it and that you felt like it was very helpful. That always makes us feel a little happy, yeah, a little extra something like. But thank you so much, and we will see you all next week. We'll stick around here in case anyone has any questions, but you're more than welcome to head out if you need to. Just make sure that you fill out the evaluation between today and tomorrow.
I can see that you guys are home, so you're still not in campus doing like the Reiki for 30 minutes and stuff like that?
No, so we don't have any indoor massages or Reiki right now. It's just 10-minute massages outside of the office. And so, yeah, Carla and Sherry are there Monday through Friday, just at different times. And so it's 10 minutes in a chair outside, like in the hallway area. And yeah, thank you for my compliment. I'll tell you now, Tahima.
And the Reiki, we're doing Reiki online now. It's virtual Reiki, distance Reiki.
Yeah. No, I like it when it was mutual when you were there. I know, but it's okay. I miss it.
Just seeing Carla lifts my spirits, to be honest. Just being around.
I was very happy when I saw her. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's in this. This is my first one. I never attended to one. I'm like, oh, she's here. She's like, yay.
Jackie, I miss you.
Oh, me too.
Hopefully
I'll do
soon.
the survey. Thank you guys. It was awesome. I needed
Thank
that.
you. Awesome. I
Bye.
appreciate it. Bye. Thank you, Tamina. I appreciate it. I try very hard to make my home feel cozy. And then Lola's still here. She was there the whole time. If anyone looks back at the recording, they'll probably see it. Any other questions anybody has?
Yes, like you have to call the office to make any appointments for massage or Reiki.
Yes, I think Lola's chakras are aligned too. I think so too. So funny.
If you hear,
Yes.
he was like doing like